The Community Foundation of Greater Muscatine is celebrating 2 decades of success. It's success that's anchored in good hearts and good minds coming together. What we had is folks that said, we've lived in our community, we've raised our families in community, and we want to give back, we want to show gratitude, and so that we can be future thinking for those that come after us. And they did a really interesting thing. They sat down, and not only did they have dialogue and bring leadership to the table, they went ahead and they took action. And because of that action, we're currently at a $38 million organization that gives back to our community and provides leadership in so many different ways and in so many different facets. And today, we celebrate all the foundational work that has happened and the great success it's brought for us as we move into the future.
Really, the support fund was the precursor because I would use it to fund anybody that wanted to start doing something nice. It was just remarkable for a person, just an ordinary guy off the street in Muscatine, Iowa, to be able to do that. But it wasn't properly leveraging. The community should be involved in it, not just one person making his own judgments, but involve the whole community. So when I learned of the Community Foundation way, then I thought, wow, this is terrific. Well, the original goals were to do the same thing basically as my support fund did, but do it on a full community-wide basis where the contributors were from every stripe of life. In 1997, Jim Nepple had a large donor. Somebody wanted to give a bunch of money, but he wanted to give it to something like a community foundation. He didn't want to decide where the money went, but he had no vehicle for it.
I had been working with some clients in the Quad Cities and their community foundation. That led to a series of meetings where in late 1999 we formed a community foundation nonprofit corporation and had our first board of directors, which generally were pastors and ministers from the community. And from there, Elaine Terrell at the time was in an office next to our offices, and Elaine agreed to help out and be the first executive director. And then it started to grow, and we were really happy to raise $600,000 in 2003.
When I came to the foundation, I think there were like 12 or maybe 15 funds. It was largely confined to a desk in the office of Jim Nepple. My assignment was to give it some structure, get it accredited by the National Council of Foundations, and then to find out what we were doing and what we had done up to that point. The board and Elaine had been very good in establishing a level of professionalism here.
Those of us that started early on, the goal was to support the people in the community that had the needs and needed the help.
I had read about micro loans in India, and so we created micro grants, and we made grants from $50 to $500 on this. And there were things like to put a ramp in a lady's backyard because she was confined to a wheelchair and couldn't get in her house. And that's what we did to start with. And so we got publicity. I had this giant check printed up, so we had pictures of the giant check with the recipient. And the paper was so nice to us. They printed that stuff. And I gave a presentation called Perhaps You Have a Dream. And it was, if you have a dream of a better town, or a better church, or a better club, or a better activity for your children, then bring it to us and we'll see if there's some way we can help you make that happen with money. That idea had traction, and so we were able to grow the number of funds and grow the number of contributions to the funds from people who were not starting the funds. So it was a neat deal. It got it off the ground. Oh, the Model T, what happened? This guy, Dick McLean, he gave me a 1923 Model T Ford, a touring car. And I thought, why would Dick do that? And that was because I could take elderly people for rides in the Model T to the Dairy Queen and talk to them about the Community Foundation as I had them captured in the car at 35 miles an hour. And I gave a lot of pitches about it. I don't know how much money we brought in or how many funds, but at least we talked to the right people.
When I came, what we were really at was we needed to build trust and credibility first. And it was a difficult time for us. 2007, there was a tornado. 2008, there was widespread flooding. After that was a recession. It was a difficult time. So we opened a fund without any money, but let people know. And the donations started pouring in, large and small. It wasn't long after that that we decided we needed to do something, and we needed to build an unrestricted endowment. With a very large and first gift from Bob and Joanne Jensen, we were able to establish an endowment. After that, lots of other people kept adding to that pool. And really what it did was it cemented the future of the community foundation and our ability to react. A major piece for the community and the county revolves around scholarships, Muscatine High School, and a lot of others, like the great folks in West Liberty who have the Youth Dream Catchers program. I'm really excited that the Community Foundation can now be more strategic, more impactful. They can be a big player in the community and in the county, and I see that happening.
Community foundation, the word is foundation, the underpinnings for a community. It can be the foundation, that can be the thing that the community is built upon.
It was unproven and nobody knew what it was, and Dick did. Dick McLean and Jim Neppel and John Hintermeister. These early people really had a vision, and I was so proud to be hooked up with them. And I felt like I was walking with giants.
I could easily see this foundation in 10, 15 years being a $100 million foundation.
The philanthropy of Muscatine is dramatically better today because of the Community Foundation.
We have new social problems here, and I see the Community Foundation as being a powerful weapon in the war against defeat. Together, we can solve a multitude of problems. We can do unbelievable things when we work together.
I'm really proud of this Community Foundation. This is way beyond our expectations of the early board, and I can't say enough for the executive directors, all of them, and for the boards that have consistently worked really hard to make this be what it is today.
We look forward to what the future holds because of the work that the community does, and because of the generosity where people open their hearts and their pocketbooks and they open their calendars to make sure they make time and make energy and bring the dollars alongside to secure today and to anchor the future. And I look forward to 10 years from now sitting down and hearing where we're at, but 20 years from now we're all going to be amazed.